Ladies and gentlemen, when I say your life is yours and you have to start before you feel ready, I'm speaking from a place of experience, not theory. Most people wait. They wait for confidence. They wait for approval. They wait for the fear to disappear. They wait for a perfect moment that never comes. At 16, I thought confidence was something you found on the street or borrowed from someone stronger. But I learned very quickly that confidence doesn't arrive until after you take the first step. You earn confidence by showing up, by trying, by failing, by trying again. I remember standing on stages with my hands shaking, reading lines that didn't feel natural yet, feeling like someone else belonged there more than I did. And that's the part nobody tells you. The people you admire, the people you think were born gifted, they were scared too. They just didn't let fear negotiate their future. So whether you're 16 and unsure of who you are, or you're 65 wondering if you've missed your moment, hear this clearly. The only moment that matters is the one you're willing to act on. Life doesn't tap you on the shoulder with a gentle invitation. It challenges you. It dares you. And when you step forward, even shaking, even doubting, even stumbling, life steps back and says, all right, you're serious. You don't need a full plan. You don't need the whole staircase. You don't need to know how everything will work out. You just need to take one honest step toward the thing that keeps tugging on your heart. That step may be uncomfortable. It may be lonely. It may even make people question you. But the moment you choose to move, the moment you decide that your life belongs to you and not to fear, not to doubt, not to other people's opinions, that's when your real life starts. You start before you're ready, because ready is something you become on the journey, not before it. People love to talk about dreams. They paint these beautiful pictures in their minds of where they want to be, who they want to become, the life they want to live. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming. Dreams spark hope. They ignite imagination. They give you a taste of what your life could look like. But what most people don't realize is that dreams don't move unless you do. Talent will give you a head start, but discipline is what takes you across the finish line. There were actors I knew when I was young, brilliant, gifted, natural-born stars. They could walk into a room and light it up without saying a word. But over time, I watched many of them fade. Not because they weren't good, not because they weren't capable, but because they only worked when they felt inspired. And inspiration is a terrible boss, shows up late, leaves early, disappears when you need it most. Discipline is different. Discipline is that voice in your head that says, get up. Show up. Do it again. Keep going. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired or frustrated or doubting yourself. It doesn't wait for motivation. It creates it. Every night I stayed up rehearsing lines. Every morning I worked when I didn't want to. Every moment I pushed myself when nobody was watching. That was discipline shaping me for the doors I wasn't even ready to walk through yet. People want success without sacrifice. They want growth without discomfort. They want results without repetition. But life doesn't work that way. You can dream about being strong, but if you never lift the weight, your muscles won't grow. You can dream about being successful, but if you never show up to the grind, your skills won't sharpen. And let me tell you something. Discipline is not punishment. It's preparation. It's you telling your future, I'm serious. It's you telling your opportunities, I'll be ready when you arrive. Your habits, what you repeat, what you practice, what you commit to, those things become the engine that carries your dreams from imagination to reality. If you want a different life, you build it with disciplined days. Not perfect days, not always exciting days, just disciplined ones. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need to be extraordinary to be disciplined. You just need to be consistent. The small things you do daily will always outperform the big things you do occasionally. Discipline will take you places that talent is too comfortable to walk into. I've met people who treat failure like it's a full stop, like it's the final chapter that closes their story. But failure is not the end, it's the assignment. It's the training ground where you learn what strength really feels like, where you discover what you're capable of surviving, and where you're forced to face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. I failed so many times early on that I could have written a book made entirely of rejection slips. I walked out of auditions feeling like I wasn't enough, like I didn't belong, like the room swallowed me whole. And every time for a moment, it felt like the world was saying, this isn't for you. But here's the truth I learned. Every failure is information. Every setback is instruction. Every no is a redirection, not a dead end. People think failure is a sign to quit. But most of the time, failure is a sign that you're actually in the arena, that you're trying, that you're moving in a direction that demands growth. You can't sharpen a blade without friction. You can't strengthen a muscle without resistance. And you can't build a meaningful life without failing at something along the way. Failure humbles you. It stretches you. It forces you to look in the mirror and ask, how badly do I really want this? It strips away the excuses and exposes the truth, whether you're committed to the process or just attached to the idea of success. And the people who rise in this world aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who get up so many times the world eventually has no choice but to move out of their way. When you fall at 16, everyone says you're young, you'll recover. When you fall at 35, people tell you it's tough, but you've still got time. When you fall at 60, people whisper like your story is over. But let me tell you something. As long as you're breathing, failure is not a life sentence. It is not a disqualification. It is not a sign that you're done. It's a lesson, a redirection, a chance to rewrite how the story turns out. The most dangerous thing about failure isn't the fall. It's the belief that you're supposed to stay on the ground. You get back up. You let failure teach you, not define you. You let it sharpen your character, deepen your hunger, and strengthen your fight. Because one day you'll look back and realize the moments you thought were breaking you were actually building you. You see, life will test you in ways you can't even imagine. There will be days when everything seems to fall apart, when your dreams feel too heavy to carry, and the world looks like it's moving ahead without you. But here's the truth. Those are the moments that define you. I've been there standing at crossroads, feeling the weight of doubt pressing down on me, wondering if I had the strength to take another step. And in those moments, the choice isn't about talent or luck. It's about resilience. It's about getting up even when your knees are shaking, when your heart is telling you to quit. Because the people who make a difference, the ones whose names echo through history, they didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for fear to disappear. They acted. They stumbled, they fell, but they rose again. And every time you rise, no matter how small, you're carving out a life that others will look at and say, oh, wow, they didn't give up. That power, your power, is waiting for you right now. Don't waste another second doubting it. Step forward even when it scares you, because that courage will carry you further than you've ever dreamed. And finally, I want you to understand this. Your time is the most precious currency you will ever have. From the moment you're 16 to the day you're 65, every choice you make, every second you spend, is shaping the life you will one day call your own. Too many people live as if tomorrow will automatically take care of itself, as if the years are endless and their dreams can wait. I've watched people with talent and potential sit idle, waiting for the perfect opportunity, only to realize too late that time had quietly moved on. Here's the beauty of it. You are not powerless. Every sunrise is a chance to invest in yourself, to build habits that honor your goals, to nurture the relationships that will lift you when the storm comes. You have the power to turn small, deliberate actions into monumental change. Don't let fear or procrastination steal your future. Take responsibility for your life right now and commit to showing up for yourself every single day. Because when you do, not only will you transform your own life, but you will leave a mark on the world that no one can erase. And that's the gift and that's the choice. Use your time wisely, because one day you'll look back and say, I gave it everything I had, and it was worth it.